Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a question. Have you ever wondered why some women walk into a room and instantly capture every man's attention? Without even trying. It's not about perfect looks, expensive clothes, or a magazine cover body. It's about certain habits, small, powerful, feminine habits, that awaken a man's deepest attraction. Playful energy is one of the most magnetic qualities a woman can embody because it shifts the entire atmosphere around her. It is the ability to bring lightness into a moment, to take pressure off, and to remind others that life doesn't always have to be so heavy. When a woman carries playful energy, she becomes the source of joy rather than a seeker of it, and this difference changes how she is perceived in every interaction. Men are instinctively drawn to that sense of lightheartedness because it awakens in them a desire to participate in her world, a world that feels safe, exciting, and uplifting. Playful energy doesn't mean being childish or unserious, it means living in a state where humor, curiosity, and fun flow naturally. For example, instead of reacting with frustration when something small goes wrong, the woman who embodies playfulness might laugh at the situation and make it lighthearted. That single choice transforms tension into connection. Men remember how a woman makes them feel, and playful women make men feel alive, free, and relaxed. In a world where stress and responsibility are constant, this kind of energy is like oxygen. It gives people space to breathe and simply enjoy the moment. What makes playful energy even more powerful is that it is a form of confidence in disguise. It shows that a woman is comfortable enough with herself that she doesn't need to control everything or take herself too seriously. She knows her worth doesn't depend on perfection or constant seriousness, and because of that, she can laugh, tease, and enjoy without fear. This is deeply attractive to men because confidence is magnetic, but playful confidence makes it approachable. A man doesn't feel judged or tested in her presence. Instead, he feels encouraged to bring out his own light-hearted side. Playfulness also creates chemistry. Many times, people believe chemistry comes only from physical attraction, but true chemistry is built through shared laughter, inside jokes, and the ability to create fun even in ordinary situations. A woman with playful energy doesn't wait for the perfect setting to feel joy. She creates it wherever she goes. That habit transforms her interactions with men, because she leaves them not only thinking about how she looks but remembering how she made them feel. And feelings are what men crave long after the conversation is over. Another dimension of playful energy is that it disarms fear. Men, like women, often worry about being accepted, about saying the right thing, about whether they are good enough. When a woman is playful, she breaks down those barriers without effort. She signals through her energy that mistakes don't matter, that connection is more important than perfection, and that joy can be found in the little things. This makes a man relax, and in relaxation, true attraction begins to grow. Playful women give men the freedom to show up as themselves, which creates deeper bonds than any scripted conversation could. Playfulness also keeps mystery alive. A man never feels like he fully has a playful woman because she keeps him on his toes. She is spontaneous, light, and unpredictable in a way that is thrilling rather than confusing. That unpredictability is intoxicating because it creates a sense of pursuit. Men love the challenge of trying to keep up with her energy. In this way, playfulness is not just fun, it is a powerful form of feminine allure that sparks desire. Ultimately, playful energy is about the choice to focus on joy rather than fear, to express lightness rather than heaviness, and to create moments instead of waiting for them. It is a habit that not only transforms how men see a woman but also how she experiences herself. By embodying playfulness, she becomes both the source of attraction and the center of her own joy, making her unforgettable in every interaction. Feminine presence is the invisible yet undeniable force that draws people in without a single word being spoken. It is not about being the loudest voice in the room or demanding attention through force. It is about carrying yourself in such a way that attention naturally flows toward you. A woman who embodies feminine presence communicates through her posture, her energy, and her calmness that she is secure, confident, and worthy of being noticed. Men find this magnetic because presence signals both strength and grace, two qualities that deeply trigger attraction on a primal level. Feminine presence begins with body language. The way a woman stands, walks, or holds herself sends powerful signals before she even opens her mouth. Shoulders back, head held high, and steady eye contact create an aura that says, "I belong here." This nonverbal communication is more powerful than any clever line or scripted conversation. Men are attuned to it immediately because it conveys confidence without arrogance. A woman with presence does not try to blend in or disappear. she allows herself to be seen fully, and that permission she gives herself becomes the reason others notice her. Another element of feminine presence is calm energy. In a fast-paced, noisy, and chaotic world, calmness is rare and irresistible. When a woman speaks with measured tone, when she listens attentively without rushing, when she moves with grace rather than urgency, she creates a sense of stability. Men are drawn to that grounded energy because it contrasts with the pressures of everyday life. Presence is not about doing more, it is about doing less but with greater intention. Every glance, every smile, every gesture feels deliberate, and that intentionality captures attention effortlessly. Feminine presence is also rooted in self-worth. When a woman knows who she is and does not need external validation to feel valuable, she radiates a quiet power. She does not chase approval. She allows others to rise to her level. Men pick up on this immediately because it changes the dynamic of interaction. Instead of trying to prove herself, she lets her presence speak for her. This creates an environment where men feel the need to step up, to meet her energy, and to earn the privilege of her attention. That subtle shift is what makes presence so powerful. It inspires pursuit without demanding it. A woman with strong feminine presence also has the ability to make others feel seen. Presence is not only about being noticed, it is about noticing. When she gives her full attention in a conversation, when she listens deeply and responds with warmth, she creates a connection that feels rare. Men often encounter surface-level interactions, but when a woman shows up fully, her presence becomes unforgettable. This quality builds both attraction and respect because it signals emotional intelligence and depth. Feminine presence also carries an element of mystery. It is not about oversharing or laying everything out immediately. Instead, it is about holding back just enough to create curiosity. Mystery does not mean being distant. It means revealing layers slowly, allowing others to discover more over time. That slow reveal keeps a man invested, because he senses there is more to uncover. Presence becomes a magnetic pull rather than a push, and that natural draw is what sustains attraction beyond the first encounter. Feminine presence can be felt even in silence. It is in the way a woman enters a room, the way she pauses before speaking, the way she allows space in a conversation instead of rushing to fill it. Silence, when paired with confidence, becomes powerful. Men notice her not because she demands attention, but because she holds it with effortless control. This is the essence of true presence. It does not ask, it does not beg, it simply exists, and because it exists so fully, others cannot ignore it. Feminine presence is the art of embodying confidence, grace, calm, and mystery in a way that elevates every interaction. It transforms ordinary moments into memorable ones, turning simple encounters into experiences that linger in a man's mind long after she has gone. It is less about what she does and more about who she chooses to be in every moment, and that choice creates an undeniable magnetism that no man can overlook. As a genuine appreciation is one of the most powerful habits that deepens attraction because it taps into a fundamental human need, the need to feel seen and valued. For men, this is especially impactful because much of their identity is built around what they do, how they provide, and how they show up in the world. When a woman practices genuine appreciation, she is not merely complimenting a man on surface-level qualities, she is acknowledging the effort, the intention, and the essence behind his actions. This creates a sense of connection that goes far beyond physical attraction. What makes appreciation magnetic is that it must be authentic. Empty praise or generic compliments have little effect because they do not resonate with the heart. Genuine appreciation, on the other hand, is specific and intentional. It might sound like noticing how hard he works to achieve his goals, the way he supports his friends, or even the way he shows small acts of kindness that others might overlook. Men crave this kind of recognition because it validates who they are at their core. It makes them feel important, respected, and worthy, which in turn makes them want to invest more in the woman who sees them so clearly. Another layer of genuine appreciation is that it activates a man's natural desire to provide and protect. When a man feels his efforts are valued, it reinforces his role and motivates him to continue showing up in meaningful ways. For example, if he goes out of his way to fix something, plan a date, or even listen during a tough moment, acknowledging it with sincerity tells him that his actions matter. This doesn't just build attraction, it builds loyalty. A man who feels deeply appreciated will naturally want to give more, because the cycle of giving and receiving feels rewarding and fulfilling. Appreciation also separates a woman from the rest. Many people focus only on what they want to receive in a relationship, but few take the time to highlight what they are grateful for. A woman who practices genuine appreciation stands out instantly because she doesn't approach connection from a place of entitlement, she approaches it from a place of awareness. Men sense the difference. Instead of feeling like they are constantly being measured or tested, they feel celebrated. This makes the bond lighter, more enjoyable, and ultimately more attractive. It is important to recognize that appreciation is not about flattery. Flattery inflates the ego temporarily, but appreciation feeds the soul. Flattery often feels like manipulation, but genuine appreciation cannot be faked because it comes from a place of truth. A man can feel the difference. When a woman's words reflect real observation and sincerity, it penetrates deeper than any surface-level praise ever could. That depth is what creates the emotional connection that lasts long after physical attraction has been sparked. Another powerful element of appreciation is its ability to disarm defensiveness. Many men carry unspoken pressures, financial, emotional, and societal, that weigh heavily on them. When they sense they are constantly being judged or criticized, walls go up. Genuine appreciation cuts through those walls by reminding him that he is more than his struggles. Hearing that his effort matters, that his presence is meaningful, that his contribution is noticed, gives him the courage to keep going. This not only strengthens attraction but builds trust, which is the foundation of intimacy. Genuine appreciation also has the ability to make ordinary moments extraordinary. A simple thank you delivered with warmth, a smile when he opens the door, or a heartfelt acknowledgement of his character can leave a lasting impression. These moments accumulate, creating an emotional bank account that men draw from when they think of the woman who gave it. Over time, it becomes part of the way he defines her in his life, the one who sees him, values him, and makes him feel like his efforts matter. At its core, genuine appreciation is a reflection of a woman's own self-awareness. When she chooses to see the good in others, it shows she lives in a state of abundance rather than scarcity. That energy is magnetic in itself because it shifts the dynamic from taking to giving. Men feel this difference immediately, and it triggers a deeper level of attraction because they want to keep giving to the woman who recognizes and treasures their efforts. Sheer emotional depth is one of the most captivating qualities a woman can embody because it transforms her from someone who is simply attractive into someone unforgettable. Physical beauty may catch the eye, but emotional depth captures the heart and keeps a man's attention long after the first impression fades. It is the richness of her inner world, her feelings, her dreams, her ability to connect on a profound level, that makes her stand out in a way that no surface charm ever could. Emotional depth begins with the courage to be authentic. A woman who is willing to express her true feelings rather than masking them behind a farce, it instantly creates an atmosphere of trust. Men are drawn to this because vulnerability is rare. In a world where people often hide behind filters, masks, or carefully curated images, someone who shows their real self becomes magnetic. It is not about oversharing or spilling everything all at once, but about revealing emotions in a way that feels genuine. This openness signals that she values intimacy over superficiality, and men respond powerfully to that sense of realness. Another layer of emotional depth is the ability to connect beyond words. It is in the way a woman listens, the way she holds eye contact, the way she allows silence to speak without rushing to fill it. These small actions convey presence and empathy, making the other person feel seen and understood. For a man, this kind of connection is rare and deeply attractive because it creates a space where he can drop his guard. Emotional depth tells him he does not have to perform or pretend, he can simply be, and he will still be accepted. Emotional depth also lies in the willingness to share not just the highs but the lows. Many people show only their strengths, their achievements, or their polished sides, but true depth comes from revealing the struggles, the lessons learned, and the resilience built along the way. When a woman is open about her challenges, it does not make her appear weak, it makes her human. Men are moved by this kind of honesty because it reflects strength in vulnerability. It gives them permission to open up in return, and that mutual exchange creates a bond that goes far beyond surface attraction. A woman with emotional depth also inspires growth in others. Her thoughts, her reflections, and the way she interprets experiences add meaning to the relationship. Conversations with her are not just about facts or small talk, they become explorations of life, purpose, and dreams. This intellectual and emotional stimulation is intoxicating because it challenges a man while also drawing him closer. She becomes the woman he wants to confide in, learn from, and build with because she brings richness to his inner world that he cannot find everywhere. Emotional depth is not about being dramatic or overly intense, it is about having layers. It is about knowing that attraction is not built on constant entertainment or external validation, but on the ability to connect at a soul level. Men crave this even if they do not always articulate it. When they meet a woman with emotional depth, they sense that she is not just a fleeting experience, but a lasting presence, someone who will leave an imprint on their heart and mind. Another aspect of emotional depth is the balance between openness and mystery. A woman who reveals her feelings yet still holds space for curiosity keeps a man engaged. He knows there is always more to discover, more to learn, more to feel. This sense of ongoing discovery makes the connection exciting and sustainable. Emotional depth ensures that attraction does not burn out quickly. Instead, it evolves and deepens over time, creating a foundation for lasting intimacy. Ultimately, emotional depth is what turns chemistry into connection and attraction into devotion. It is the quality that makes a woman not just desirable in the moment, but unforgettable over a lifetime. It is the choice to live authentically, to connect sincerely, and to embrace both light and shadow, and it is this choice that makes her truly magnetic. Last, selective attention is one of the most powerful habits that elevate a woman's value in the eyes of men because it communicates self-worth without a single word. It is the conscious choice to direct energy and focus only where it is deserved, rather than scattering it to anyone who seeks it. When a woman practices selective attention, she creates an invisible boundary that tells the world, "Not everyone has access to me." This makes her presence more valuable, her time more cherished, and her energy more magnetic. Men instinctively respond to this dynamic because what is not easily available becomes infinitely more desirable. At its core, selective attention is about understanding that energy is currency. Every time a woman gives attention, whether through words, smiles, or even body language, she is investing in someone. If she gives it freely to anyone, its value decreases. But when she chooses carefully, men immediately notice the difference. They recognize that her attention must be earned, and this recognition activates pursuit. Attraction thrives on a sense of challenge, and selective attention provides that challenge in the most natural way. Selective attention is also deeply tied to self-respect. A woman who values herself does not allow her energy to be drained by people who do not uplift or honor her. Instead, she invests in those who meet her standards, who add positivity, and who contribute to her growth. Men notice this boundary and find it irresistible because it demonstrates strength and independence. It signals that she is not desperate for validation, and that independence makes her all the more alluring. In contrast, when attention is given without discernment, it communicates neediness, and neediness always lowers attraction. Another powerful element of selective attention is that it creates polarity. Men are wired to chase, to pursue what feels just out of reach. When a woman does not automatically give her full attention, but instead chooses when and to whom she directs it, she creates a natural push and pull. This polarity keeps attraction alive, because men feel they must earn her energy rather than assume it. A man who has to work for a woman's attention will value it far more than if it were handed to him freely. Selective attention also prevents emotional burnout. In a world where distractions are constant, giving too much energy away leaves little left for oneself. A woman who chooses where her focus goes not only protects her heart but also nurtures her own growth. This self-preservation is attractive because it shows maturity and self-awareness. Men admire women who prioritize their own well-being because it demonstrates that they are not looking for someone to complete them, but rather someone to complement their already fulfilled life. That sense of completeness is what makes a woman magnetic to high-quality men. A subtle but important aspect of selective attention is that it forces authenticity in interactions. When a woman does not give her focus to everyone, the man who receives it knows it is real. He knows she is not entertaining him out of boredom or politeness, but because she truly values his presence. This authenticity creates stronger emotional bonds and heightens attraction, because men crave not just attention but meaningful attention. Selective attention also cultivates mystery. If a woman is not available to everyone all the time, she cannot be easily figured out. Men are intrigued by this because mystery sparks curiosity, and curiosity fuels pursuit. When a man wonders what she is thinking, why she chooses him, or why she withholds her energy from others, he invests more mental and emotional energy into her. This dynamic keeps the connection alive and prevents it from becoming stagnant. Selective attention is not about playing games or manipulation, it is about alignment. It is about choosing interactions that reflect her values, protect her peace, and honor her worth. In doing so, she creates a powerful standard only those who respect, appreciate, and rise to her level will receive her time and focus. This choice makes her unforgettable because her attention becomes not just something to enjoy, but something to strive for. Authenticity over perfection is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can embody because it creates a sense of realness that men find irresistible. Perfection may impress momentarily, but authenticity creates connection. When a woman embraces who she truly is, flaws, quirks, and all, she communicates that she is confident enough to be seen as she is, without hiding behind masks. This choice instantly separates her from others, because perfection is unattainable and often intimidating, while authenticity is relatable, warm, and magnetic. Perfection often builds walls. A woman who strives to appear flawless in every way can unintentionally create distance, making others feel as if they could never measure up. Men may admire her, but admiration does not always translate to intimacy. Authenticity, on the other hand, builds bridges. When a woman shows her true self, she invites others to feel comfortable being themselves too. This comfort is what draws men closer because it removes pressure and replaces it with genuine connection. Authenticity is also a sign of inner strength. It shows that a woman values truth over image, that she is not afraid to be vulnerable, and that she is secure in her worth regardless of outside approval. Men are deeply attracted to this kind of strength because it feels refreshing in a world where many interactions are filtered, staged, or rehearsed. The courage to be real demonstrates self-respect, and self-respect is one of the most magnetic traits a person can have. Another reason authenticity is so powerful is that it creates lasting bonds. Perfection can capture attention in the short term, but it often fades because it is not sustainable. Nobody can maintain a flawless image forever, and when cracks inevitably appear, disappointment sets in. Authenticity, however, sustains attraction because it is consistent. A woman who shows her real self sets expectations honestly from the beginning, and this consistency builds trust. Trust is the foundation of intimacy, and without it, attraction cannot deepen into something meaningful. Authenticity also enhances emotional intimacy. When a woman feels safe enough to share her fears, dreams, and vulnerabilities, she creates a space for a man to do the same. This exchange of truth builds a level of closeness that perfection can never achieve. Men are not looking for someone who is impossible to reach. They are looking for someone who feels human, someone who inspires them to be their true selves. Authenticity unlocks this dynamic by making vulnerability not only acceptable but desirable. Authenticity over perfection also keeps relationships exciting. A woman who is authentic is unpredictable in the best way. Her reactions are genuine, her laughter is real, and her emotions are not scripted. Men are captivated by this rawness because it feels alive. It creates moments that are memorable not because they are perfect, but because they are real. Shared authenticity transforms ordinary interactions into unique experiences that linger long after they happen. There is also a powerful element of freedom in authenticity. A woman who no longer chases perfection frees herself from constant self-criticism and external judgment. This freedom makes her lighter, more joyful, and more present. Men are naturally drawn to this energy because it feels liberating. Instead of carrying the heavy weight of trying to be flawless, she radiates a sense of ease, and that ease is contagious. Being around her feels good because she is not trying to prove anything, she is simply being. Authenticity is magnetic because it blends strength with softness. It shows confidence without arrogance, vulnerability without weakness, and realness without apology. While perfection may sparkle for a moment, authenticity shines continuously because it is rooted in truth. Men are not captivated by the flawless woman who seems untouchable. They are captivated by the authentic woman who is brave enough to be herself and powerful enough to know that is more than enough.